Hello, viewers. Welcome to our online mathematics class. And I know that you are going to enjoy this class so much. Okay. Our class is sponsored by Best Grade Mathematics Commerce book. And I know that as a student in the senior high level, you are going to enjoy this book so much. It's a textbook combined with past questions. So when you go to any leading bookshop in Ghana and beyond, you will get a copy for yourself. All right. Now let's come back to our class. The reason why I want us to look at this topic is because you will need this topic in other topics, especially when you come across a quadratic equation or a quadratic expression. Okay, so the topic is factorization of quadratic trinomial. First of all, a quadratic trinomial is in this form: ax squared plus bs plus c. If we equate this to 0, it becomes an equation. All right. And it's trinomial. When you talk about trinomial, I mean that the terms are 3. Ax squared is one term, bs is another term, and then c is also another term. Okay? And then it's a quadratic because of the exponent of 2. All right. And here we say that a is the coefficient of the s squared, b is the coefficient of the s, and the c is the real constant. All right. So we are going to look at a particular question, and then we learn how we solve this question using the factorization method. All right. Okay. So when we say we are factorizing this, then what we are meaning that we are expressing this as a product of 2 or more factors. So let's look at this particular question. Factorize the expression s squared minus 2s minus 24. So this is the expression that we are going to factorize today. S squared minus 2s minus, and this is a quadratic trinomial. Okay. So when you want to factorize a quadratic trinomial, there are some steps that you have to go through to be able to factorize. So here the first step is I say multiply, take the coefficient of the s squared. Okay, and the coefficient of the s squared is telling how many times you have s squared. S squared is only 1. So the coefficient of the s squared is 1. Then you multiply by the constant. The constant is what? Minus 24. Alright. The result that you are going to get, so for instance, 1 by minus 24 is going to give us minus 24. The results that you get, then you find two numbers. When you multiply, you get minus 24. At the same time, when you add, you get the coefficient of the s. And what is our coefficient of s? Minus 2. So I believe that these two numbers that is going to help us is going to be what? Minus 6 and then 4. Alright? Minus 6 by 4 will give us minus 24. They say that minus 6 plus 4 will give us minus 2. So we are going to split this instead of 3 terms. We are going to write this as 4 terms. So that when you get the 4 terms, we group them 2 by 2. And then you bring the highest common out and put the rest in what? In a bracket. So that is what we are going to do. Okay. So let's now solve our question. So we have s squared minus 2s minus 24. So this is our question. Alright. So this is how we rewrite it as. We have minus 6s and then 4. We are going to split this by the minus 6s and then the 4. So we write as s squared minus 6x plus 4x minus 24. So you realize that instead of minus 2x, you have minus 6s plus 4x. And it is the same thing. So that we group this here, 2 s squared minus 6s, we factorize, and then 4s and then minus 20, we bring the highest common and put the rest in a bracket. So this is what we are going to do. S squared and then minus 6s, you get s squared being the highest common factor out, and then put x minus 6 in a bracket, plus 4x and then minus 24. The highest common factor for 4x and 24 will give us 4. And then you have x minus 6 in a bracket. But 4 can go here, x, and then 4 can also go here, minus what? Minus 6. So rather here you have minus 6 here, minus 6 here. Also being the common factor among the two. So we have x minus 6 here, and then what we put in the bracket is x plus 4. Okay, so these two factors, x minus 6 and then s plus 4, okay, are the two factors of s squared minus 2s minus 24. And as you know, factorization is the opposite of expansion. When you expand this, it means that you get back the same result. So this becomes our final answer. Is that okay? I believe that you understood this so much. And then what we are going to do today is that I also want to teach how you use a short method, okay, to be able to get the same results here without going through all these particular steps. Okay, so if the question is objective, or if you get a particular question, the main question is not a quadratic trinomial. You are solving a question, you come across a quadratic trinomial. You can apply the short method and then you get your two factors rather than going through all this procedure. All right. Okay, so the short procedure I'm talking about is, already our question is s squared minus 2s minus 24. Okay, when you multiply the coefficient of the s squared, which is 1, by the constant minus 24, you get minus 24. And you find the two factor. When you multiply, get minus 20. When you add, you get the coefficient of a, which is minus 2. Minus 6 and then 4. It means that you open your two brackets to get your what? Your two factors. So I write here my x, I also put here x. So my answer will be x minus 6 and then x plus 4. So these two become a 5. And realize that it is the same answer I have here. So the moment you get your two factors, when you multiply, you get the coefficient. When you multiply, get the results. And when you add, you get the coefficient of s. Then that becomes your answer. So you have s minus 6, s plus 4. But however, what you should note is that this can only be applied here when the coefficient of the s squared is 1. When the coefficient of the s squared is not 1, there is also a way you do it using the short method to get our answer. I believe that today you have enjoyed this particular class. I will see you another time and I believe you are going to enjoy it. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.